G Ryzen. We also got JT here. It's wonderful to see you, JT. Hopefully you heard the first 10 seconds of what I said. G Ryzen, I don't know if you got me on in time or you did what you did last week where I'm sitting there looking around. You're a girl dad. Congratulations. I am too. You don't have to shove it in people's faces. How are you today, G Ryzen? Wonderful to see your face every Sunday morning.
You know, it's good to see you guys too. And yes, you know, I did a little better this week with the, you know, if I really told you it's the total old man fuck up that I had, you know, Simon told me, make sure you hardwire your computer in.
Correct.
I did all that, but my dumbass didn't turn off the Wi-Fi in my settings on my computer. So it went default back to the, you know, the Wi-Fi. So kind of messed it all up. So, you know, lesson learned, but yeah, we're good to go.
JT, wonderful to see you as well. Sunday after the All-Star break, we already had a couple good conversations. G Ryzen, let's bring JT in here. He says that he wants to go game by game as opposed to what we normally do on Sundays, which is position by position and stacks. I'll leave it up to the 43 people that are watching this early in the 40. We're down to 41. Congratulations, G Ryzen. Your monologue made 2 people drop off from the broadcast. But, you know, if you want to hop in chat and ask us what we want to do, that's great. But it is wonderful to see your face today, sweet JT. You came up with the best nickname for Travis Mangone I've ever heard. I love it. It's terrific.
And I put it on Twitter last night so that people would get accustomed to calling him that, and it would sort of take on a life of its own. And I've requested Captain to change his name from whatever it is now, that mojo nonsense with the hearts. That's sort of creepy and a little bit concerning. Want to change it to Sweet Travis, but it's always good to see you. And, you know, you say we do that every Sunday. I'm on the show every Sunday. And every Sunday I say the same thing. I say, hey, we got less lead time because the slate starts at 1 o'clock. So let's just go game by game. And every week there's just this ridiculous pushback, hemming and hawing.
I got a baseball betting show on our bet side at the top of next hour. I can't sit here all day, you know, and bullshit with you about this.
I mean, it's
exciting. We got to pitch and get off the pot.
It's exciting. It's exciting. But we were going to finish that conversation, but we didn't because once again, G Ryzen was just like, we're in mid-sentence. It's like 3-2, you're live. Like, what? Fantastic. Fantastic. I love our Sunday producer. He's always,
he's wonderful.
A little bit of a wrinkle in.
He takes a lot of shit, no doubt about it. AP, good morning. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Game by game, stacks, whatever. Alex keeps saying I'm Billy Crudup. You're really weird, Alex, and you make me uncomfortable from time to time, but I do like you nonetheless. And we got a new guy in here. Hold on a second. Where's our new guy? New guy here. What up? What up, Dave King? Welcome to Run Pure Sports. If you're not a subscriber, RPS Heater 25% off your first month subscription. If you are one, what is up? Quentin says, I like normal format, but if Sweet JT wants to change it up, let's do it. All right, G Ryzen, your call, buddy. You know I want to go position by position. I can't even handle the format that I know. JT wants to screw it up. What do you got?
You know, I say that we just go game by game.
Oh, God damn it. Okay,
I think that's a little bit easier. You know, we got to fill some spots. I mean, we only got, probably almost 7 games really to talk to because we got 2 games that we're not going to be really sure about just because they're going to be starting after lock due to the 2 games that were suspended yesterday. And, you know, one was for nature reasons and the other was for human stupidity, we'll call it. You know, hopefully, you know, everything went well there with whoever was injured. I think there was a couple people injured, so I'm not sure if, you know, how things went there. I didn't really read, but, you know, prayers to all the family and stuff. That's terrible at a baseball game. I couldn't imagine, you know, you're being stuck. You're stuck. You're not knowing where to go. I mean, that's got to be an awful feeling.
JT, with your military background, I was saying this, just get down, right? Just get down, stay down, and don't run. In that situation, can you give our viewers and our subscribers some tips to stay safe so they don't die and cancel the subscription?
I mean, G Ryzen, it was a drive-by shooting. How well do you think things turned out? I mean,
I'm just talking about the victims. Hopefully, you know, I thought there was a couple survivors. That's what I was talking about.
Nobody died.
Yeah. Look, I think we can. You know, it's funny.
You know what, JT? Time out. Let's go to pitching. This is what happens. You let G Rising get on a tangent, it goes to hell. So JT,
I had one thing that I wanted to say, just one thing, and you're not going to let me say it?
Go for it.
So I listened to MLB Network this morning, and they were like beside themselves, like this is the first shooting that ever happened in America. I mean, you want to pretend that crime isn't spiking in most cities around the country, that's fine. I think for a lot of people, it was a little bit eye-opening because the intersection with sports. But I will say, to G Rising's point, I hope that everybody involved is as okay as they can be, and hopefully, we saw something stupid in Yankee Stadium too, where a fan threw a ball at Alex Verdugo, hit him right in the center of the back. So, people aren't used to dealing with people. They've been locked down for a year and a half, and the true idiocy comes out. So.
JT bang tips for avoiding gunfire. That's your next video, according to AP. That is a great line, AP. I just started cracking up like when he was talking. I don't know what the hell JT said, but his bang tip.
My goodness.
All right, let's go. D Rising, get us on task here, buddy. Let's go. We got Wheeler in a 7-inning game. We got Scherzer out there against the San Diego team that's mashing. We got Rodon against a Houston team that beats up lefties, but I like Rodon a lot today. Burns versus Gray head-to-head. Musgrove against the Nationals. There's a lot of options up here at the top, and you're the FanDuel guy, so what's the option to go to?
Well, you're right. Up at the top, we got what, 4 expensive options that basically I'm looking at. You got Burns, Rodon, Wheeler, and Max. For me at this point, I like Wheeler over against Miami. I just think it's the safer play. I think Burns has some upside there, but it's just that park there in Cincinnati. I generally like to stay away from on the pitching side. But Burns is definitely a good option. And then of course we got Rodon against Houston. I'm not really a fan of tacking Houston, but I just think with the pitchers, it's pretty much top heavy today. I don't really see too much that I like below these 4 guys. I mean, I think today I'm only going to play 3 teams on FanDuel, so I don't see myself going below these top 4. But there are a couple guys that you could maybe think about, but for me, I'm not going there.
Not doing it. All right, so who is it? Who's your guy?
I think I'm going Wheeler and Burns, and then I might sprinkle in a Max, but I'm going to look into that a little bit more as time goes on. I'm not sure what's happened. I mean, for sure Max will start, but I just want to kind of see the lineups and see if they maybe put something out before that game starts. I think we may end up not having any lineups for either of these teams before that game starts, but I'd just kind of be curious to see what San Diego rolls out.
Okay, let's go, Mr. JT. Pitching, why don't you do the DraftKings, because G Rising slums it over on FanDuel. So the question for you would be, do we just pay up the pitching today? Just hit the 2 of them, and that'd be about it, or what?
Yeah, I think when we get to stacks, we're going to talk about. There's a couple that are fairly cheap today that are interesting. So I think you can get a Wheeler and a Scherzer, or a Wheeler and a Burns. I think you'd be able to do that. That game in Philly, I believe, is 9 innings actually, Holden. I think they're replaying like the last inning or so of a suspended game from yesterday, and then the regular full game. Pretty much the same thing they're doing in DC.
Okay.
Right. So they're going to finish the game from yesterday and then play the
definitely 9.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's a 9 inning, which is interesting. You do have a couple of pay down considerations, I think, on DraftKings. None of them particularly safe. None of them are going to make you feel good and comfortable. But that's the way these guys are. You do have Ryu in a 7-inning game against Texas, right? Texas against lefties, been striking out quite a bit. And Ryu at that 7.6 price point, price down, built in for that 7-inning game. I think you can consider him. I don't think I'll go there. JT Brubaker has been bad of late. The Mets did lose Lindor. They put up some runs yesterday, but 6.4 is a interesting price point for him if you want to consider that. Sonny Gray in that small park. Luis Castillo handled the Brewers pretty easily last night, and Gray's at a decent price point there, 8.2. And then you get to that Atlanta-Tampa Bay game, and either one of these guys, right? It's one of 2 things. I can see Pats where the team score a bunch of runs, but it's Sunday in Atlanta, and I can see Pats where Smiley and Hill can each get to 20 points on DraftKings. So something there to consider. Outside of that, I think, G. Risen talked about the Valdez and Rodon matchup. It's more a game I want to watch in real life than a game where I want to bet on either of these pitchers coming close to matching what I think a Wheeler, a Burns, or a Scherzer can do today.
Okay, so are we done with pitching? Are we going game by game, or anything else you want to talk about pitching-wise for either one of you? Because you know what I do want to talk? How about strategery? Let's do the strategery here. FanDuel, how much strategy is there? I mean, multi entry, of course. Like if you're going 150 or even 6 or 7. So, but on the other side, JT, with DraftKings, we got the double pitching pairing. It's been very popular and very successful here at RPS. And I think Big T's really just stressed this so many times. Pay up a pitcher. You can find the value down low, especially on a Sunday. I mean, give me a break. We're going to get into the Tigers here. You're telling me guys like Jake Rogers, some really cheap stiffs, just beat up lefties. So why not try paying up a pitcher and then filling it in with some jabronis? Because do we prioritize pitching or hitting today, JT?
Yeah, I think on Sunday in particular, we've seen where, if you can pay up at both spots and you can make that lineup work, then that's the way to go. The opportunities where, and I think Friday night may be a better example where the winning scores were in the, 260s and you had Paddock with 7 fantasy points on the winner because you're just trying to fill that SP2 slot, right? You're just trying to get someone there who doesn't kill you because you know that there's going to be a ton of offense. I don't necessarily see a ton of offense prior to the slate, right? The way we look at it. I don't see where there's a ton of offensive spots, but I do see where we have, 4, 5 of the best pitchers in the game on the slate. And I think you want to lock those points in, particularly when you think about, a guy like Wheeler against the Miami team that's played a bunch of games. They're probably going to come out with a little bit of a watered down lineup, right? We don't know that now. Scherzer against the Padres. Padres have scored a ton of runs this weekend. They're going to let Max throw as long as he can go, provided he's pitching pretty well. So you've got some length there. So I think the opportunity cost is to pay up at pitching today and then look for these guys who normally don't crack the lineup who are in there because it's a Sunday getaway day.
Okay.
So hold on, I'll add a little bit to that. But on the FanDuel side with the straight, like for me, I'm always strictly going K upside. So, there's only one pitcher. You got to go for that K upside. There's generally not too many slates where you're trying to be safe. But, like for today, I think Gray is interesting to me. But I'm just curious, him coming off the IL, like how long of a leash is the guy going to have? If he gets any, if he has any, stressful innings, how long are they going to let him go? I think it is a great spot. I wish he had a start or two under his belt, and I would probably really consider Gray to be a good option. And for me, I'm definitely probably going to pay up for the K upside today. But you guys mentioned Friday night. That has to be the highest scoring slate of all time. I think the FanDuel Q winner scored 387 points. That's like basketball score. I've never in my 10 years ever seen somebody score almost 400 points. Unbelievable. It is unbelievable. But
okay. Did you there was a private message to you, G Risen. I'll just bring it up because I don't know if you saw it. JT asked you, did you drop the link in the media alerts channel so that everybody knows?
It doesn't matter. I found it. So
you put it in there?
No, it's on Twitter. But that's why we only have 59 people watching. It's hurtful.
Well, we got more than
put it everywhere I'm supposed to put it there, buddy.
Yeah, you got to put it in the media alerts, buddy. And drop it in the baseball chat, too, while you're at it. Listen, I'm all for transparency on Sundays. Back in the radio days, they used to read advertisements, so you just do it on the air. And it's like, all right, we'll do it. Let's hammer it out now. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. We'll move on. Watch your language, Holden. Let's move on.
Can't believe you just threw him under the bus like that. I'm disgusted.
You rising under the bus?
Yeah.
I got to watch that.
I'm not offended. I'm here to learn. I got approached
way too much lately. He'll get me back during the podcast, though. The old guy podcast is coming back soon. Me and him and Uncle T. I mean, we'd love to have another old guy. Why don't you drop by someday and just
taking notes, Holden? Taking notes.
I am already.
You're licking your pen. Oh, I'm really scared, G Risen. You put the tip of your pen in your mouth.
I owe you. That's another one I'm adding to the pile.
Well, sweet JT wants to go game by game, so we'll go do that. But let me remind you, if you're not already a Run Pure Sports subscriber, just do it because you'll be a better player. And we got football coming up. We still got the rest of the month of baseball, or 2 months of baseball before football starts. We got the NBA finals showdown stuff. Big T and JSU, they've been crushing that too. So great stuff going on. We're having a good day. RPS Heater 25. Check it out, and then hit the like button while you're at it. JT, how many likes do we need to give out your plays of the day?
We've got 205 watching. We need 400.
400.
That was good. 150. We got to get to 150.
Oh, all right. Let's go to the girl dad first for the game by game. G. Risen, do you have any time you'd like to talk about the Mets Pirates game today, or can we just move on?
The Mets Pirates, I mean, if you want to look at it from a pitching side, I mean, Taijuan Walker would be a decent pivot off the other four. I mean, the Pirates, I'm not really intimidated by that lineup. The lineup they rolled out was Frazier, Defoe, Reynolds, Gamble, Nogowski, Polanco. I mean, it's pretty weak. I'm not too impressed by it. They got a projected run of 3.7. It appears, scan real quick, it is the second lowest on the slate. So I don't mind Walker, but really for bats, I don't see myself going there anywhere else really.
AP did the playbook today. He's got the Mets as his number 5 stack. Brubaker's given up 8 homers in his last 4 starts. His last start against the Mets, he gave up 2 off of 6 hits. All right, so what's your take on this game here, JT? Skip over it, or can we find some bats?
Yeah, look, if you're playing one lineup, I think it's an easy pass. But I will say I disagree with you, Risen, on this Pirates lineup. These guys have been absolutely mashing. I don't know if you saw or paid attention to the game last night, but the Mets get out to a lead. Yeah, JD Davis hit 2 home runs. I think it was 7-1 at one point. And these guys stormed back. Defoe has hit home runs in like 2 of his last 3 games. He was actually in the winner in a smaller contest on Friday night. So, Walker in his last start against the Pirates couldn't strike anybody out. The Pirates haven't been striking out. So I don't know. It's an interesting spot. Like I said, I mentioned Brubaker just because of the price. I don't think I get there, but I don't know that I'm going to be stacking the Mets either. I think, if anything, some of these cheap Pirates, especially the way this Mets bullpen has been, imploding day by day. This Mets team, I think, is a team that you're going to see fall off here quickly out of this race in the National League East. So I don't mind some of the cheaper Pirates.
They're not going to fall out because the rest of the division sucks. But with no DeGrom, if this forearm thing is serious, they are screwed.
I'm going to call it now. They are going to fall out. They are screwed.
Ooh, he's calling it now, G-Rod.
Unless they spend an absolute ton of money. And I'm not convinced that that this owner is going to do that. He may have the money, but he also, I think, is going to be a little bit strategic about how he spends it.
Are you drinking already, G-Risen? You got that Modelo there? I didn't see it. Somebody in chat said you did.
Don't judge me.
I'm totally judging you. You might
don't judge me. It's noon somewhere.
Yeah, like in Nova Scotia. You're not in Nova Scotia. What
it's
time
Sunday fun day. You got to have a good time today. I mean, you know what? It's been raining so much here. Like every fucking day, it's been raining like 3 inches. It didn't rain yesterday. It's not going to rain today. So, hey, I'm going to get out in the yard in the sun. I'm going to hang out in the pool. I'm going to finish putting my shit back in my garage, and I'm see how many of these I can drink today and then it while I'm rushing to the top of the leaderboards today. Should be a good time.
Nape is in the chat again. Just ignore him. I take his digs on the premium side. You could talk shit on the premium side. Nape, shut up. Nape. Here's how crazy Nape is. This week, his wife or girlfriend knows that she knows that he watches this all the time. She basically took his face and put it in the middle of our 3 box there. So it was like me and JSU and Nape's face in the middle. This is how sad it is, how sad it's gotten for Nape. I love you, Nape. Speaking of 3 inches, is JJ's dad on the bet show today? Yes, Mangone. If we want to make it a full 6 inches, why don't you join? And the 2 of you can make that. Actually, you're not invited, but I do love you. So RPS Heater 25. Let's keep going. We're doing game by game. Special special change of pace for this game. San Diego, Washington. How do we get an edge here, G. Rison? I was on the over yesterday. There's a trend, after a team scores 20 runs, the next night they're going to come back and they're going to put it on. And then they covered that total very, very early. My question is, though, can the Padres put up runs against Scherzer? And what about the Nats against Trey Turner? For me, impossible to fade Juan Soto right now. He is the hottest hitter in baseball. I mean, Fletcher's got a long hitting streak, but this guy's completely locked in. It's the one guy I'd consider from this game today.
Yeah, I mean, this is tricky here. I mean, definitely tricky because, as we said earlier, I mean, they got to finish off the game from yesterday. They're going to give them some time in between there, and I'm going to assume at that time that's when the lineup's going to come out. So I can't necessarily see them, fading everybody. I just can't see them sitting their big stars. So guys like Soto, Turner, I think are safe. Tatis, Machado, Pham, guys like that. But it's going to be interesting to see. Some of the other guys are definitely more risky. Like if you're looking at like a Para or somebody like that with the lefty against the righty, or you were looking at possibly Grisham or Hosmer. I mean, who knows? I think those guys are a little bit more risky without a lineup, but I think you're definitely going to get some lower ownership on these guys just because of that fact. So if you're willing to take the chance, yeah, I think Soto is in a good spot here against Musgrove. I do like the Nats side a little bit more than I do the Padres side. But, Max does give up homers. I would look for one-offs here in these games. I think fully stacking is definitely really risky. But if it goes off and you do that and all your guys are in the lineup, I could see that being a pretty good path to get to the top today. All
right, let's do it, JT. I love Juan Soto. That's the guy I'm playing. Tatis, Machado, any of these guys? I mean, they got to finish the first game, so it might be a little scary waiting for that lineup for game 2, right?
Yeah, because depending on when it starts, you may not have a pivot, right? Right now, it's projected at 2:45, which would be the last game on the slate. So it's definitely a risk in those terms. It's not like you can go to a game that starts at 3 because there are no games that start at 3. On the Nats side, yeah, lefties are where you want to attack Musgrove. But the lineup overall that's projected to come out only has Bell and Soto in it. So it actually looks like it's a decent lineup for Musgrove to have some level of success here. And I could see this game being much more of a pitcher's duel than what we've seen over the last couple of days.
All right, very good. Reminder that RPS Heater 25 is the code, 25% off your first payment. We're crushing right now. We just always crush. And football season's coming up. You're not going to want to miss it. And I got another code for you. I'll be doing the bet show at the top of the hour. I move over. Joey Work. JJ's dad is coming in. He's a crude, rude, sick individual, and he fits right in with that show. Get Bets. If you sign up and you type Get Bets, you get the bet side for free, which is completely worth it. Joey Work is on a roll. Hell, I'm even coming out of the gates pretty well. JJ's there. A lot of different sports to cover. Okay. Next game to get to. I'm coming right back to you, JT. Don't get too comfortable, buddy. Texas and Toronto. Kobe Allard and Hyun-Jin Ryu. Enjoy it, by the way, because the Blue Jays are moving back to Canada here on July 30th. So that's just about over. Do you want to target Allard or Ryu, or do we just kind of skip past this game? Because, Toronto bats are always kind of tough to fade. Yeah, you're muted. You're on mute. Yeah.
How does that happen? That's crazy. This is a 7-inning game, and with the pricing on the Blue Jays, I think the way that you attack it, if you want to play them, is they'll be a 3-man part of your lineup here. You have to have interest against Colby Allard. He's doesn't appear major league ready in most of his starts. This is a really, really difficult lineup for someone like him with his pitch mix to get through. And a 4-6 run total in a 7-inning game is at least a run and a half higher than we normally see. So there's something here for these Blue Jays to look at. Again, with the prices, you're going to get, at least one fewer at bat than you would get in a regular 9-inning game. even if they smash. So I think it's a spot where you want to not go full 5, but I will definitely have a couple of 3-man Blue Jays lineups mixed in. And then I talked about Ryu. I mean, this Texas team looks like they should be able to hit lefties, but they just don't do well against pitchers like him. I will say there's a couple of guys in the Texas lineup that are a little bit interesting. John Hicks and, of course, Adolis Garcia. But I'll probably stay away from the Texas side. I do have some interest in the Toronto side.
G Rising, anything here?
No, that game's not on FanDuel, being a 7-inning game, but I think Ryu, just kind of looking around at the DK stuff, FanDuel. I think he might be a pretty popular SP2, but I think that's more of a safe side play to me against Baltimore. I generally don't like Ryu's upside, with Ks, but I think it's pretty safe. Baltimore's been terrible, but I'm just glad I only got to use one pitcher today on FanDuel. It's much easier and it's just easier to stomach what you're going to have to use, because if you want to pay up for some bats, you'd have to use some of these low guys, and I'm just not a fan. But I'd pay up for double pitchers, if high-end pitchers today on DK.
So Nape actually has a question for you. Actually, then he took it back. He's on Burns. He was wondering if Burns might not be a great play. So if Burns could get roughed up today, I mean, I wouldn't count on it, to tell you the truth. We got a good pitching matchup too. Milwaukee, Cincinnati, a Gray and Burns is the pitching matchup. We talked about that a little earlier. I can't tell you to play anybody from this game. G Rising, it's kind of a fade for me unless you're going pitching.
Yeah, I like when there's two pitchers like that. When you got two decent pitchers like that, they generally feed off each other. Ends up being a pitcher's duel. So I do like the pitching side. I agree with you.
JT, anything here?
No, same for me. Pitching side for me in this game.
All right, stick a fork in them. Hit the like button if you get a second. Why don't you go do that? That'll be wonderful. It'll make us feel good. It'll do something with an algorithm. I don't know what that means, but it'll be great. So we're at 92 likes. We're about 308 shy of JT's 400 mark, and we'll see what happens. I'm not sure we're going to get there, JT, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, that's why I said a lower goal after. I mean, whatever.
What
Shoot
was
for
it?
the stars, settle for the moon.
200? 200?
150.
A whole bunch of lineups are coming out now. This is good.
It's exciting, isn't it, when the lineups come out?
Yeah, I do. I go 6 to midnight. There's no question about that. Minnesota, Detroit. You're not going to bother with Milwaukee, Cincinnati, are you? No, you don't do that. No. Okay, so let's make sure you're off mute.
I'm off mute.
Tigers, Twins.
Let's go.
We're all on the Tigres. We're all on the Tigers, which means I'm very afraid of this completely just flaming out today. Flaming Dragon from Tropic Thunder. That is what we're looking at today. Flaming Dragon. So, given that we're taking Flaming Dragon today, what is so sexy about the Tigers? Please. Is it just facing J Happ and the fact that their ISO is a top 5 against left-handed pitching?
So it's the fact that their ISO is a top 5 against left-handed pitching, and they've done it to good left-handed pitchers. Like, they've beaten up on good left-handed pitchers, and now they get J Happ. Wind is blowing out a little bit in Detroit, plays a little bit more hitter-friendly during the day, and he's going to give up a ton of fly balls. And this team is cheap. I honestly think you're going to see runs scored on both sides here. You've got two of the worst pitchers in the game by the numbers. Wiley Peralta has been wildly successful so far in his short stint in the big leagues this year, but this isn't who he is. Who he is a gas can, and he's going to become a gas can here, probably beginning with today. And then on top of that, when Happ and Peralta get run from the game, then you've got these two bullpens that are really juicy in terms of providing offense for the other team. So I don't know if this is a game stack, just because both teams are so cheap outside of Nelson Cruz and Josh Donaldson, that I think you could take one side or the other and then match it up with one of these maybe higher priced offenses. I'm going to have a lot of Minnesota and a lot of Detroit in my lineups today.
All right, G Rising, let's do it. The Twins have disappointed so many times this year. Nobody wants to go there, do they? So Willie Peralta, the advanced numbers, no bueno. He's getting the job done. But on the other side, we got the Tigers, who actually, the name recognition isn't there, but these bats have been pretty good. Start with Badu. What do you got from the Tigers? What's your take on the Twins today, G Rison?
Well, the Twins is like going to a strip club. You get all excited, think you're going to get your rocks off, and then you go home with nothing. So I'm tired of the Twins disappointing me. So I just can't see myself going to the Twins. If they beat me, they beat me. Peralta's been very lucky. If you look at his metrics, you're right. I mean, he should be getting smashed. Vegas thinks he should be getting smashed. But, it's just the Twins. If it was like the White Sox or somebody, I think I'd be a little bit more happy to go that way. It's just the Twins have disappointed me so many times. I'm sick and tired of just – I think I've lost more on the Twins this year than any other team. They've disappointed me. So I think I'm going to stay away. But, the Tigers, yeah, I mean, Happ is fly ball pitcher, gives up a lot of homers. But primarily all of them have been the right-handed hitters. So – I want to say 14 or 15 out of his 16 or 17 homers have been to righties. I really like Shoop. It is a little bit concerning yesterday that Shoop left the game injured, but Miggy got lucky. He's got some baseball luck going. He's actually been hitting a little bit. I mean, the Tigers are going to roll out basically 8 righties. I mean, you got Badu's leading off as a lefty. I think you might get lower ownership on Badu. I don't know if people are going to go there if they do play any Tigers. I think the only people that are going to play any Badu is if there's a stack. But, if Happ only gives us 4 innings, you're definitely going to get that shitty bullpen. Badu could definitely get his looks at a righty at that point. But, this is definitely potential for a game stack if you like that. You guys mentioned the bottom part of that lineup for the Tigers not being, all that scary, but, Jake Rogers has been hitting really well. We like to call him Uncle T here. And I was laughing. I got his 10 for 10 Jake Rogers rookie card, Uncle T. I'm going to have to send it to him here. So when he hits us a homer today, I'll send Uncle T his rookie card autographed. But, I do like that game, and I like the Tigers. I'm definitely going to have some Tigers. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to fully stack the Tigers or if I might do a 2 or 3 man on FanDuel. But, the Tigers here are definitely interesting to me. And I think the Twins, like I said, I'm just tired of them burning me. I think I'm going to go elsewhere.
Is this a 5-man, JT? Is this a 5-man stack? Short, Rogers, Badu, Grossman, Scope. Can we go that direction?
Yeah, and like I said when we were talking before the show, I wouldn't skip over Cabrera here today at that 2.7 price point. Doesn't feel comfortable, but if you're going to stack this team, he's in the 4-hole. And he's going to get the at-bats against Happ, and then that bullpen. The Minnesota bullpen is worse than the metrics appear. It just seems every single game where the starter leaves for Minnesota before the 5th inning, that bullpen is just getting destroyed. And I think it's a really good game environment in Detroit today. So, yeah.
Linda just came into the chat is murdering everybody. We know that Linda is really a guy who is using his wife's account. So, Linda, take it down. Why'd you block her? Don't block her. Did you block her?
Listen, hey, you never block these people so desperate for attention that have nothing to do.
Back.
Yeah,
bring Linda's husband back, dude. We don't want to delete Linda's husband.
No, bring them back.
That's not a husband.
Here.
Linda's an old lady.
What are you, China over there?
That's his mom.
Just censoring everyone? This is America.
Hey,
this is America. This isn't China, G Rison.
I don't know how to get her back.
Oh my God. Linda's husband, I'm sorry. Linda's husband. We tried.
Oh,
that's Linda's mom.
But that's it. You are done cutting people off, Mr. Chi. You're done. That's the president's name, right? What's his name? Chi.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Someone.
Come on, Linda. You're better than that. Go log into your actual account. Stop using your wife's, then come back and talk shit that way. That'll be great. This is Run Pure Sports. We're playing some Tigers today. Yeah, we're playing some Tigers. You sons of bitches. So that's what I'm saying. And I say that with the most loving way.
Much respect as you can muster.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, we want Linda. We definitely need her back.
Linda
And
needs
Linda,
a
I wonder if Linda left us a like though.
I hope. What are we at? What are we at? Let's see here. 100?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got we got all right. So welcome back. We got Captain America JT. We got Captain China over there, and I'm holding
275 watching, 100 likes, not enough. So that number needs to go up.
You're not getting plays of the day. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm just getting out of here, and I'm going to find a Modelo in
Chi have the same hair?
Mine's empty.
Do you think Chi dyes his hair? I think he does. He's old, man. He's old, and his hair is just straight black. It's definitely a guy that colors his hair. RPS Heater 25 is the code if you want to sign up for 25% off your first payment. Linda or Linda's husband, I know you got blocked, but it's still great stuff, and we're not going to block you from the private Discord.
Hey, it's really like the Gong Show. I gave her the Gong.
Okay. Thanks, G Ryzen. Thank you for making it more uncomfortable than it's ever been.
I am.
That's on you, and it's not on me.
That is my goal, to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay, so G Ryzen, why don't we go straight to you and try and turn the car a little bit? We got a couple left-handers on the mound in Atlanta, and I know that sweet JT wants to get to this game because it's in Atlanta and the Braves are the greatest team ever. Blah 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 blah. But can we find some bats here? Can we find some bats from this game? Maybe a cheap bat or an expensive bat that you want to roll out there? I don't know.
Sure.
Where's Brujan? He's got to be in the lineup today, right? Little Brujan action.
Yeah, I actually don't mind Brujan. You look at his minor league in his bio. I mean, he looks like he's a speedy youngster, steals some bags, and we all know that Smiley is pretty easy to steal off of. So I got to assume the youngster gets on with a walk or a single and gets us a poor man home run, steals a bag, and scores. I definitely could see that. And that min price on FanDuel 2K, I mean, I don't know how you can argue. I don't mind the Tampa side of this at all either with Arena, Franco. I generally would rather attack Smiley than use Smiley. But actually, I think this is a game that could go either way. Smiley could be on, and Rich Hill. They're both the same kind of pitchers, really, just some old crafty lefties that, not much heat, but they're going to try to pitch themselves around in the game. And, both these lineups are decent. There's too many lefties with Atlanta, with Hill. They do roll out, they're Peterson in the one hole. I don't generally mind Freeman at home against a lefty either. I don't mind that. I think, with a couple lineups I'm going to play, I don't see myself going there. I may use Brujan just for the salary savings, hitting leadoff. And like I said, if he can steal a bag, score a run, we're already looking at 12, 15 points. So I like that.
Just got sent another new promo code. This from AP. Use Linda's husband for 0% off. Linda's husband, 0% off. All right, your Braves and the Rays, pal. Please bloviate on this game. This has everything to do with you. You got your Atlanta town. I got my Run DFS from RotoWare. You got the Chop Town. Come on, lift up your shirt there, G Ryzen. Lift it up, girl dad.
We're all on the RotoWare
t-shirts today. All right, what do we got here?
Yeah, I like. Man, I'm so bummed. We were gonna have so much fun with Linda talking about what
Linda's husband,
what kind of life he, she, they must have. And then G Ryzen had to ruin it. And I'm glad that AP brought up the code because
we got to focus on the task at hand, boys. We don't want to get distracted.
Because no, we got plenty of time. It's whatever. But anyway, so I agree with G Ryzen here a bit. I think this is one of those games where you could see going either way. But I will say you do have a bunch of guys who should give Smiley some trouble on the power side for the Rays in Arena. Yandy Diaz just hasn't done a whole lot of anything this year, but he's still a power guy. Wander Franco in the 3-hole Zunino. Who doesn't love to play Mike Zunino? He's priced up a little bit, though. And then you look at the Braves, who are finally back to hitting left-handed pitchers with authority. You saw what they did to Josh Fleming last night. They put up 9 runs on the Rays last night. And you've got a couple of guys here that are really good. This is a good lineup, even without Acuna, when you think about Jock Peterson, because once you get Hill out of the game, then he's going to be able to maybe get something off of those right-handed pitchers, the power righties that the Rays throw out of their bullpen. You've got Albies, who's better against left-handed pitching. You've got Austin Riley. Even Guillermo Heredia is decent against left-handed pitching. So I could see going, if you're multi-entering, I could see a game stack here because the totals are in the mid-4s. It's decent weather, not too hot here in Atlanta. But, I don't know that I'll get to either of these pitchers either, just because I think I like the upside of the higher priced guys today. I want to see if I can make them fit. And if you go to the bottom of these lineups with guys like Kiermaier and Heredia, you can make it fit.
G-Rising, we are now done with the Tampa Bay Atlanta game. Here's the game that I'm fascinated by. Houston and the White Sox. White Sox just unloading a can of whoop ass yesterday. They're going against Framber, lefty. Framber's working out some issues with his mechanics. Hopefully it doesn't click today. White Sox bats. I mean, it's tough to fade them, man. Chicago's playing the best ball out there right now. Maybe it's wrong. I didn't look at the stats, but I'm just feeling that way from the eye test. G-Rising. Is anybody playing these White Sox today? Should they play these White Sox today? And thoughts on the Astros against Rodon?
I do not think too many people are going to play the White Sox today. I think that's going to be that could be a low owned under the radar stack that could definitely have some high potential. You look at Framber's stats, his last 2 games, he pitched 9 innings, gave up 16 hits and 7 earned runs. So obviously he's struggled his last 2 starts. The White Sox historically have always been good against hitting lefties. They have been hitting here recently. I think you'll definitely get them a little bit lower owned. I think you're going to get I think the Twins and Royals are probably going to be the chalkier stacks today. So I think you'll definitely get the White Sox lower owned. I'd say sub 10% maybe. But I do like that. But you know what? You look at their lineup, just clicking on it here. I don't know if I'm really a fan of the bottom half of that lineup. I mean, they got Jake Berger, Hamilton, Zavalia, and Mendick, the bottom part of that lineup. So all 2K guys on FanDuel. So I think if people are going to stack the White Sox, they're all going to primarily be focused on 1 through 5. If I was to look at that, maybe throw in a Billy Hamilton or somebody like that in your stack. To differentiate yourself if that's the case. But I don't think they're going to be really that high owned. I think if you get 1 through 5, you'd be fine. But that does concern me a little bit, the bottom half of that lineup.
JT, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom of the lineup guys, though, they've been coming through for the White Sox all year long. I think, Big T earlier in the season, Mangone, Sweet Travis plays these goddamn White Sox every slate and just wins a ton of money. And I think, Jake Berger down there in the 6 hole at 2.7 is interesting. He had a really good game last night. Hamilton at 2.2, Mendick at 2 flat. So you want to take, 2 or 3 of these guys in the 1 through 5 and then make yourself a little bit different by going with a Mendick and a Hamilton or a Hamilton and a Berger, something like that. Then you get up to the Wheeler and the Burns or the Wheeler and the Scherzer, and you've got a massive opportunity here because – as we know, once you get past Valdez, if they can put up some damage on Valdez, get his pitch count up, put some runs on the board, you're going to get that bullpen. And the Houston bullpen has been very shaky. We saw this last night. So it is an interesting under the radar stack.
Okay.
Real quick,
25 is the code. If you don't, if you're not already signed up, I think all you got to do is ask our members. It's tremendous. And this is not the only thing that we got with these live shows. We got podcasts coming out for the NFL season. Draft Sheet right now does a podcast for Major League Baseball in the morning. You got JT's Bang Bang Plays. I think that's a free video though, so you don't have to pay for it. For the most part, we just put the lesser people on the free side, and then the other.
We should make it free. Actually, I've been thinking about that. I'm a little bit insulted that it's always free. I think a day a week. If I'm going to spend the time to break down the slate and give winners, then I'm doing like 3 free videos a week, right? I do the mail piece on Sunday night.
Right.
which means I have to stay, pretty much in a level of sobriety all day Sunday, which is hurtful. And then I do these free videos during the week. I think one of them should be premium. I'm going to bring that up to Big T this week. I'm a little pissed about it now that you bring it up. I'm angry.
Alex, yeah, enough of your complaining. Alex, Wilmer Flores is going up against a lefty today. So I don't know if he's the best third baseman player on the slate, but I will definitely have him in my lineups. I love Wilmer Flores against lefties. I think Darren Ruff is priced up to like $5K every time he faces a lefty. We'll get to the Giants in just a minute here. But first, it's always fun targeting Baltimore starting pitching. Today it's Matt Harvey. 2 nights ago, the Royals exploded. Last night, a little disappointing, only scoring 4 runs, but they had some base runners. And on the other side, it's not like the Royals are throwing out a gem in their own right with Hernandez. I mean, this is Carlos Hernandez coming off a nice start against Cincinnati at home. But G. Risen, I really do not mind some KC bats today. Their total's high. I mean, it's at 5. The guys I always play, Salvi and Merrifield. Anybody else you could talk about? Maybe O'Hearn, who's batting 5th today.
Yeah, I do like the Royals actually today. I mean, Matt Harvey sucks, as we all know. I mean, the dude's given up 13 hits in his last 7 innings, 8 earned runs. I mean, I can't even believe that this guy's still getting run out there in Major League Baseball.
Oh, it's the Orioles. They don't care.
I mean, he's off. I get it. I mean, he's just eating up innings. It's bad. But the Royals, the only thing that concerns me about the Royals is they just don't seem like they hit enough homers for me. I mean, they might score 9 runs, but, they don't get any homers and they're singling and doubling you to death. Those runs aren't as produceful that we would want in DFS. So, the homers are there. I just don't see them hitting like 4 or 5 homers. It just doesn't generally happen for the Royals, but I do like some of them, maybe as one-offs. I can't say I would completely stack them. But Salvador Perez is interesting. O'Hearn's interesting for sure. And then I don't mind Whit Merrifield either. But the Royals are a team I use usually on, shorter slates if they're in a good spot. I mean, this is Matt Harvey. He does suck. The wind is blowing in a little bit in Kansas City, which is a little bit of a concern. But I mean, we got an over under at 10. They got a team total of 5.2. I mean, it's definitely there. I think Kansas City is going to be very popular, but just because of their popularity and their lack of ability to hit home runs, I think I'm just going to go elsewhere, to be truthful.
All right, guys, we got 300 watching, 128 likes. Is Mangone still in the chat? There's nobody better. If Hoop and Mangone are the 2 best at shaming people into hitting the like button. We wake up early on a Sunday morning. Poor G. Risen, you guys drove him to drinking. He doesn't like drinking, but he gets so nervous because you guys say such horrible things to him. He has to get drunk. I mean, look at this poor guy. Yeah, look at him. He's like, it's got to happen. That's all I got to say. So you started at 400, JT. We're probably not going to get that. I'm not closing the door on it, but we probably need a new number. Mangone probably, it's too close to lock now. We're an hour and 15 minutes away, so he's probably not watching anymore. But if you are, please set a number for us. And JT, do we attack the Orioles today, or you just want to move on?
Yeah, the number's 150, so we're only 13 away from that last I saw. We need to get to 150. Right. Yeah, I think G. Risen brings up a pretty good point. The Royals scored, I think it was 9 runs on Friday night. Baltimore scored 8 runs yesterday. And if I'm not mistaken, not 1 home run was hit. So it's just kind of, difficult to get excited about these 2 teams, even though you've got Matt Harvey and Carlos Hernandez. A lot of people in the chat were asking, hey, can we play this cat Carlos Hernandez on this slate? He's 4K bare minimum. Yeah, he's 4K. You can play him if you want. He's probably going to go 4 innings. You're not going to get that win equity. You're hoping he gets you 5 strikeouts in 4 innings and gives up a run or maybe 2. With the other options on the slate and the way that pricing works, I think it's, certainly something you could do in tournaments. There's another 4K guy on the slate that just came into play. And so, yeah, it's something you can do. I don't know if I'll be doing it myself.
Okay. Very good. You do love to see it, Ryan. Mangone just said 200 likes, and Mangone's going to hop on the show and chug a seltzer.
Oh, seltzer. That's what girls drink.
Oh, come on, man. You got a girl dad shirt on and you're shitting on women drinking. I mean, what is wrong with you, G Rising?
Listen, Sweet Travis can drink all the seltzers he wants. So you guys, but I will say I was surprised. I was making fun of my buddies who drink those Trulies and all them girly type drinks with sugar in them that gives you a headache. But, I was surprised I actually had more alcohol in some of the beers I drink. So, hey, that's just not for me, though. I did try drinking a few at Big T's after I drank like 30 Modelo's the day before. It was like drinking Kool-Aid. But, it wasn't for me. It's too sugary.
JT, your thoughts on seltzer?
Chugging a seltzer is exactly what I would expect someone with the moniker Sweet Travis to do. And it's perfect. It's perfect for Sunday morning. I can't wait until he gets on. Linda, I don't know if Linda drinks seltzer, but that's a good point, Nick Forrest. 155, 45 likes to get Travis, Sweet Travis, on the show, chugging a seltzer topless. Yeah. He just threw that in there. I didn't even ask. He says now topless, chugging the seltzer, 45 more likes. Let's go.
Braxton Garrett is starting for the Marlins, full bullpen day today. So if you want to go back to the Phillies, by all means, feel free to do so. I got about 7 minutes, guys, and I got to go do the bet show. Not that we have to hustle, but the good news is we're down to the final game. And Alex in the chat is all over the Giants. I love the Giants today. I'm right there with you. They're taking on Wade LeBlanc, who surprisingly had a great start here at Denver. But besides that, he's been absolute trash. So that's good. That's what we want. We've got a whole bunch of guys that hit lefties well, with Darren Ruff, Wilmer Flores is another one. Just up and down this lineup, really. They hit lefties well. I'm looking at the ISOs here. Ruff 340, Slater 270, Wilmer's 220, Yastrzemski's 220. We got a bunch of dudes that crush lefties, JT. I like the Giants today, probably more of a mini stack than anything else. It's a late game. I don't know how many people are going to be on San Francisco against LeBlanc, being that it's a little bit of a later game. And sometimes people fade it. We do have lineups out, though. We do have lineups out, and I like what I'm seeing here. What do you think? What's your take on this Giants team? And anything against Cueto from the Cardinals?
So let's start with the Giants. Obviously, a great matchup against Wade LeBlanc. LeBlanc was released by the Mariners, picked up here because the Cardinals are that desperate for pitching. I just hate this park. I hate picking on or taking teams from this park on a slate like this. But I think there's merit here just because the pricing on Slater and even Solano in the 2-hole at 4K. It's a team that hits left-handed pitching. Actually, they hit right-handed pitching better than left, but it's a team that's a really good team, first place in the West, I think, still. And yeah, I think you can definitely go whatever G Rison's doing with the White Claw. Yeah, and then as far as Cueto, I don't know. I mean, 7.2 is a price that's fine for him. This Cardinal team has actually seemed to come to life a little bit. They've only been striking out like 16 or 17% of the time against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks. We even saw Desclafani have a tough time putting anybody from this team away last night. So I won't be on Cueto myself here in the matchup.
Okay. What do you think about this from all sides here, G Rison? Any interest in any Giants today?
Yeah, I like the Giants. Wilmer is a lefty masher, as we know. I don't know how many nights we've had Twitter parties because Wilmer hit a homer against a lefty back in the days. But I do like Darren Ruff. I might mini stack this game a little bit more so just because there's some other spots I like, but I do like some pieces here. Wilmer, I mean, he's 2,500 hitting in the 5-hole. I mean, he's only second base eligible. I think he can play a couple other. Isn't he second and third eligible on DK? But yeah, you can't go wrong with some of them. I'm not a fan of the Cardinals bats, but Cueto really worries me at times. Is he just like he's either on or off, and I think there's some better options here. But I think I'd rather I'm just going to stay away from the St. Louis side. But yeah, I do like the Giants side, especially Ruff, Flores. I don't mind Yastrzemski, even though that's a lefty, because I don't really expect. I mean, LeBlanc, what are we going to expect? 3-4 innings out of the guy? I mean, I think as high as 5.5 2/3 innings. So, I mean, if we get 3 or 4 innings out of him, so I don't mind Yastrzemski either. So, but yeah, I like the Giants side.
How many likes did we get, JT, since Mangone said he'd come on and chug a seltzer if we got to 200?
Not a single like, Holden. Not a single like since Travis threatened to come on the show. So I don't know what that says long term for sweet Travis.
Do you want to do your plays of the day, or do you want to screw it since we got 159? I don't really care.
Let's go with the plays of the day. I mean, we can't for Linda. The plays of the day for Linda, and let's start with you, Rising, because
I say we give out the guys that we don't want to play then for Linda's husband. Right? Don't play Chadwick.
Zero play of the day. Zero play of the day.
Right, the worst play ever. All right, what's your Eiffel Tower play of the day? The best part is JT didn't really know what an Eiffel Tower was. He named it after the Eiffel Tower for some reason. He didn't even know what an Eiffel Tower was. That's the greatness of the Eiffel Tower play of the day. That's high-fiving is what you're doing there.
I didn't name the Eiffel Tower play. That was not my filthy dirty mind.
What happens when two women Eiffel Tower you? You're just laying down. One here, one there. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, you're having fun. You're having fun.
You get your cell phone out and video it so your buddies believe you that it happened.
Yeah, you won't believe me. Okay, JT, what's the Eiffel Tower play of the day?
Preserve the evidence. Man, it's interesting because, like I said, there's not a ton of offensive spots that jump off the board, and I do hate to use some of these guys, but there's a guy that's lower on that I've been talking about all show that no one wants to play, and I think he's going to go maybe 6x his price today. So give me the old man, Miggy Cabrera.
6x.
Miggy.
All right, G. Ryzen, what is yours again? The edibles play of the day?
G. Ryzen looks like he's going to vomit. Don't be scared.
Dude, I don't even
up and smoke play of the day. I believe it is.
I'm not even close to being the heaviest edibles eater I'm the one. Oh, you're the edibles guy. No, I'm not even like top 4 consuming edibles. I eat my share, but not even top 4. G. Ryzen, play of the day.
I'm going to stick in the same game as JT, and we are, going to get our Detroit Old English D hats out today. And when JT's boy, Miggy, the future Hall of Famer, hits a homer, I'm going to cheer. But right before that, before he hits a homer, I think Jonathan Scope is going to hit a homer right before him. So he will be my play of the day. And I stole him from Holden, and I love it.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Screw it. My play of the day is Wilmer Flores, and that'll do it, boys. Hop on over to the bet side if you get a chance. If you don't already have the bet side, it's a free show today. The Facts Man is coming on. He's a dirty, filthy individual. He will say things that will make you uncomfortable and laugh very hard, too. It's great stuff. So looking forward to getting roasted here in a minute on the bet side. RPS Heater 25 for 25% off your first payment here. And if you do like the bet, get bets. When you sign up over here on the sports side, you get the bet side for free. What do we end up with? 174. Maybe when Travis hosts the free show this week, he can chug a seltzer. You think he'll do that for us? You know what? I don't even care about that story. G. Rising, get us out of here, please.